Why did French intelligence in 1985 launch a terrorist attack against a Greenpeace vessel in New Zealand? Looking at the world today, it almost seems impossible. New Zealand is fast friends with France, and most of the West in general, with a few awkward exceptions. Kiwis fought alongside the French at multiple battles in both world wars, but relations have not always been so good, and the 20th century saw some strain. New Zealand has long been against nuclear proliferation, or the spread of nuclear weapons, even amongst its allies. This stance is very popular amongst Kiwis, and as big countries like to use the Pacific Ocean to test weaponry, and as an island nation, the Pacific is basically our backyard. We don't like to see it mistreated. It's no surprise then that when the Greenpeace ship, the Rainbow Warrior, arrived in New Zealand to protest French nuclear testing in the Pacific, it was met with open arms. Just as the French believed that nuclear weaponry was necessary to maintain their sovereignty and freedom from Soviet and American influence, so too does New Zealand believe that being anti-nuclear is valuable. This difference in opinion would prove fatal for one Dutch photographer, Fernando Pereira, who died when the ship was sabotaged. New Zealanders were all but abandoned by the great powers, left adrift to deal with France. New Zealand wasn't exactly a popular country at this point. The mother country, Britain, had been gradually turning to Europe for trade, and the United States would shortly suspend New Zealand from the ANZUS Alliance Treaty because of New Zealand's nuclear warship ban. The United States doesn't exactly telegraph where their nuclear weaponry is, so it's more of a hey, there might be nukes on this ship. That doesn't sit well with us. Kiwis were furious, a man had died, but this was the Cold War, and New Zealand is a small fish in an ocean where the sharks reign supreme, and small fry being knocked aside is nothing new or special. The French government would bully New Zealand, threatening our exports in wool and butter that we rely on greatly. New Zealand backed down, with no real choice, but doubled down on its nuclear policy. We didn't get much justice at the UN, just a small payment, for something that against a bigger country would have been a declaration of war. This lesson about how big countries, even our allies, treat small ones when they get in the way, has stuck fast with our proud attitude. Today though, New Zealanders think of France fondly. Initial boycotts and protests have entirely died down. There is no animosity, but that doesn't mean that we don't remember the Rainbow Warrior and remember our national identity.